the moment. And don't go wait until the morning.
Oh, creep.
You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker.
What's going on, everyone? RG here and welcome back to brand new Sims 4 speed build on the channel, people. Welcome. Hope you're all doing amazing. And today we're gonna build a radio station combined with a music studio in the Sims 4 game. And yes, we're gonna do that with the brand new pack, the businesses and hobbies, a brand new pack that is like what, 2-3 weeks old, that's it. And I already made a couple of builds with that pack, the school for cooking. Of course, someone has to send me a message while I'm recording. Wait. And I'm back to all of you beautiful gems. So where was I? So the cooking of the school cooking that I made already with the pack, and the prison that I made last week. And boy, oh boy, I want to start off with that, people. In 1 week, 150,000 views on the prison that I made with the brand new pack, the businesses and hobbies. You all of you just like super loved it. I can't even express how much you loved it. And I don't know how to look at it. Are we all a little bit weird in the game, or all of you really wanted to have a prison in the game? Let me know in the comment section. Are we weird, or we just really want that to be in part of the game? Like, they just added burglars, so it just like fit. But because I made the prison and all of you really liked it, many of you are actually brand new people who came to the channel with that build that I just made. So I want to welcome all of you brand new people. How you doing? Welcome. I hope you're gonna enjoy your stay over here on the channel. And if that was the only video that you watched, I highly recommend for you to go and scroll in the main page of the channel. You're gonna find so many things that I made over the years, from plans to restaurants to I don't know, what was it, like nuclear labs, the police stations, anything that you could even imagine, even a hideout for a secret agent, anything that you can even imagine, private jets, stuff like that, I already made on the channel. So go and dig in the history of the channel, because with the brand new pack, they all became usable, and we can play with all of them. So just have some fun with stuff that I made in the past. But now let's talk about this build. And you know the drill. We're gonna start with information about the build, and then I'm gonna do from time to time some stops to explain some things that I made in the build. So let's dig into it. You know what? Even before I'm even gonna start about the build itself, you just saw that big giant radio over there as a sign for the radio station, right? So just to let you know, people, even at rain, okay, so electronics usually are getting like broken, and then they're like starting to throw some sparks around, stuff like that, okay? But because I scaled it up, you're not gonna see the spark. So even in the rainy day or something like that, it will break. However, it's not gonna be all flashy with sparks. Just wanted to let you know that. Now, we are on a 30 by 30 in the Del Sol Valley. Specifically, we are in the Starlight Boulevard, I think it's called, district, which is, I want to say, the pink one, and it is on the middle left part of the map on Del Sol Valley. Now, there are two lots over there in the size of 30 by 30, but just to let you know, they both can actually fit for this build. So you don't need to actually be very picky. You can just pick one of them and see which one of them is best for your design. So it doesn't really matter which one of those you're gonna use. I think I used the one on the upper part of the district, just to let you know. But again, up to you. I don't think it's gonna change much the value of the lots, but because I think the lots themselves are kind of the same value. But yeah, that's the place where I placed this build. Now, as you can see in the main shell of this build, you have the big rectangle on the left side, which is gonna be, let's call it the lecture room, with the place where the people who are gonna join your business and gonna get some education, let's call it like that, from music teachers and stuff like that. And on exactly what I'm doing right now, you can see that this is the second level. That's where you're gonna have an apartment, okay? Now, just a little bit of a heads up, I'm not gonna show you the apartment on this build because that was not the main idea of this, this project. I didn't want to have an apartment upstairs. However, while I was recording this build, or basically creating this build, I also I released a survey on the channel, and people were telling me that I was asking, what do you want to have in builds like mine, like in businesses of mine? Do you want to have an apartment? Do you want to have an empty space for a potential apartment? Or you don't need an apartment at all? And when I started it, people were actually saying that they don't want apartments. So I was starting it by not making an apartment, but still having a space for an apartment. And right now, by the way, a small stop just to tell you, this is gonna be the radio tower. Yes, people, this radio tower was made by hand. This is not an object. You cannot find it in the debug section, and it's not a CC. For the smart mouth person that's probably gonna say, oh, that is a CC. That's not a CC. That is an item that I made from zero. Yes, this is what I do over here. So yeah, while you see me creating it, we can keep talking about the survey that I made. Oh, by the way, if you want to know, this specific item came from Discovery University, and it's basically creating the whole tower, right? So if you don't have Discovery University, you're not gonna have the radio tower on the right side of the radio station build, okay? So let's go back to what I was talking. So the whole concept of this build is that I wanted it to be a radio station combined with music mixing studio. Okay, let's go like that. So the apartment on the second floor is just meant for people who wants to have a place to crash. It's not big. It's not for a big, family to live in, and it's based on the survey that I did, because I noticed people do want to have an apartment for them to actually crash with their Sims. However, when I was recording this build, the server kind of shifted and changed, and only at the end of my recording I noticed people wanted actually to have an apartment. So originally I was not planning to have an apartment over here. I just wanted to have an extra space for people to create an apartment, but at the end I created one, so you getting one. But it's not a big one, it's only for your Sims to crash in. Now, this is the biggie thing, because yeah, if you want to buy this purchase and you don't want to have an apartment, this is another thing that you can do. Because if you want to purchase this business, first of all, I'm gonna explain to you how you do that. You don't do it from the retail shop menu. You do it from your phone under businesses, and then you go to purchase a small venue lot or something like that. But you do it from your phone. Once you do that, this apartment, or not this apartment, this build, this business will be on the map. Of course, if you placed it from my gallery, RGeetect, you will be able to find this business and purchase it. Now, if you want to purchase it, it's gonna cost you, hear me out people, 220,000 simoleons to own. I do believe that one of the main reasons why it's that expensive is the tower of the radio, but let's face it, just look how cool that thing looks. It just like fits to this build. Now, if you want to lower if you want to lower the value of this business to purchase to begin with, what you can do is to remove the second floor apartment. Now, don't just grab the whole room and delete it, because you're just gonna delete the whole thing. You're gonna need to go into building mode and then start deleting by hand with the hammering tool. You're gonna need to delete the interior, which will cut down around 25,000 simoleons. Yes, you can get this build around just a little bit shy than 200,000 simoleons if you're gonna remove the apartment on the second floor and you don't want it, okay? So this is just one thing that I wanted to clarify. You can get it a bit cheaper, but yeah, just know that it's an option. Now, let's say that you bought it and now you want to actually make some money out of it. So what you can do in this build, let's dive in. So the whole idea of this build, in my mind at least, of course, I'm the creator, so I do have some sort of a vision to this build, right? So I want people to actually feel like they are owning a radio station with a music studio, and the whole thing is that you want to make money by giving lectures about music. For example, you can give singing classes, you can give lectures, you can mentor other Sims over here, you can give poetry classes and lectures, you can give songwriting lectures and stuff like that. So There are so many things that you can actually do in this build and make money out of it that you would not believe. Now, in my playtesting, when I was, after I recorded this build and I wanted to see how much money you can make and how you make it, so the thing is this, I took my Sims that had level 10 in music mixing skill, okay? Now, of course, this is, I made it with cheat codes, but if you have a Sims that is all around music, so probably you don't need to do that. But I made only one mixing track, I think it's called, like music mixing track. I made one at level 10 in that skill, and then I basically sold it to a company, right? And you are getting royalties for that track, right? So I got 400 for that track only, and that was only one. Now imagine that you have a couple of those. Imagine that you are writing poems, you're writing songs, you're writing music, you're writing stuff like that, and you publish them. So you're starting to get like the rights for those creations, right? The royalties for that. And after doing that, when you're opening your business, you basically can bring over here Sims and give them, just like you saw in the intro of this build, you could see that people were like, you know, really bad at singing, right? But you can train them, you can mentor them, you can actually get, in my playtesting, 5 digits every single day. Now, of course, it all depends about how much your Sims is good, like what is the skills that he has, what is the level of those skills, because for those who are not familiar and you just now found out The Sims is a game, okay? So the royalties, for an example, that you're getting is based on your creation. Now, if your creation of music mixing skill is low, the skill itself is low level, right? So the royalties that you're gonna get for it are not that amazing. But if you're level 10, they are quite amazing. So it's all about how much your Sims is actually good at it, and that's basically how much money he's gonna get. Now, we got inside of the build right now, and you can see this is the lecturing room. Let's call it the lecture room, but that's basically, in my mind, this is the classroom. Okay, because yeah, you are running a radio station and a music studio. However, you can also teach other Sims their skills, right? Now, you can either do that or you can download the build into the game, set it up, bring someone to own it. I don't know if the game does it by itself. So people, if you playtested it and you know that the game will eventually bring some automatic UI or not UI, automatic Sims from the game to own this place, and they will give you lectures. I don't know if it's a thing. Let me know in the comment section if you tested it, but definitely, if you're asking me, this is just a business to own. You don't want to let the PC to actually run this place and just bring your Sims to improve their skills. You actually should be the one who's doing that and giving lectures and improving the other Sims in the game skills. It was so much fun playing this and play tested it. So as you can see, we're still making that lecture room, and in a bit we're gonna move into the studio itself. And yes, I even created a custom-made by hand like mixing station, just like you see in those studios that has so many buttons and stuff like that. I made that. I think you saw it in the intro, and I do hope that you're gonna enjoy that. And you know what? This build is just so much fun gonna be, because one of the most popular, at least let's call it like that, one of the most popular speculation in the game currently is that at the end of the year, or somewhere around the end of the year, we might gonna get bands into the game. Now just imagine that you have a radio station in your game and you bring your bands over here, they're jamming together in the recording studio, and yeah, that's gonna be so much fun to have some sort of a radio station music studio in the game for you to record stuff with your band. It's I don't know if it's like, you know, before its time, but it might actually fit to the future packs. Let's see. Now, you know that I love to make like some sort of Easter eggs or some nice twists to my builds and stuff like that. So this is over here, as you can see, those are the hidden what is it called? Like the hidden doors, I guess, hidden shelves, bookshelves, whatever, which would be basically you have like a door on the other side, and this is gonna be a small room for the table of, how it's called? I think it's called Bugging Sims, you know, from Strangerville. In Strangerville, if you have a Strangerville pack, you know that you can actually bug Sims and you can follow them and check out what they're saying and like basically, you know, spy after them. So there you go, you can see it right now. It's just an Easter egg, and to be honest, currently Sims can go inside, but they cannot sit on the chair. Now, if you want to have that functional, you just need to move a couple of those boxes and a couple of those papers on the ground, so it will be fitting. I just wanted to make an Easter egg. It was not for gameplay purposes, but you're more than welcome to make it functional. Just remove some of the papers around. And right now you can see that we are moving a little bit from the lot to another lot. By the way, this is the other 30 by 30 lot, just to create the custom-made, as I said, that I made a custom-made music studio station, music studio mixing station. There we go. I kind of mixed it the wrong way. See the word plate. But yeah, so right now I'm making it. I'm using all of those switches that we have, and then we're gonna just like rotate them and put them on a big platform, and then we're gonna add some screens. I really wanted to create a custom-made item for this build, just like you can see in those recording studios. So this is exactly what I did. It's kind of bummer that the switches cannot be in black. I really wanted them to be in black, but we only get white and some sort of a cream color. I'm not a big fan of the cream color. Like, I can understand the whole concept of it. It was supposed to feel like an old type of switches, right? But I would appreciate the Sims if you're listening to that, because I know you know I'm not like part of the EA community thing over there, but I will appreciate if you can add some sort of a blackish one, gray one, maybe a bit more colors. Swatches for the switches, color swatches for the switches. That is a complicated thing to say fast, and I managed to. So touche for me. Come on, I want some clapping. So yeah, right now I'm making and trying to make it a little bit more realistic, just like you can find in those music studios, that they have also some speakers coming out of it. Now, I was thinking actually to add to that the microphone that I made. It's a custom-made microphone that I made. It's on the gallery for you. If you want to actually get it into your game, you need to look for a gaming setup that I made. However, I was a bit worried maybe it's gonna break the whole game, because only here you have so many small items, right? So putting way too many of them at the same spot, I think the clutter of them will cause the game to break for some people, and I don't want to do that. So I kind of dropped that idea. And now we're moving back to the build itself. Don't worry, in a bit I'm gonna move that custom-made music mixing station that I made into the game. But what I just basically did, I saved it as a room. That's exactly how I do it. I'm saving them as a room, and then I'm moving them back into the build, because I had to have enough space to work and create them, and I didn't have it on the build itself, so I had to move to another lot. I do that quite a lot in my recording, and I wanted you to see how I did it. So that's why I shifted to another lot for you to check it. So this is gonna be the waiting area, where you can see that people were sketching some lyrics and was trying to create some new songs and writing them. And there's a lot of notes all around scattered, and they're waiting for their turn in the studio room. And it's basically just like a waiting area. Now, one thing that I wanted to point out is that, there you go, as you can see, we right now moving the mixing station that we made. So if you missed that, people, which means that you skipped the video, go back and you can see how I made that. That is not a CC, that is a custom-made mixing station. Now, it's not functional, by the way. It's only for the Vive. This right now is the mixing station that you need to work on. The other one is just for the Vive of it, and just to feel like it's there you go. You have like two chairs, two people are talking on the radio, and of course, if they need to do some recording in the other side of the studio, they can. So wait, what was that? Wait a minute, I drifted. Oh, I wanted to point out something. As you can see, this is like the mixing studio section, right? And on the other side is gonna have the area where you're gonna have some instrument. That's basically the studio recording, I think. That's how you should address them, right? I want to point out that I think that currently in the game there is some sort of a bug, even when you are signing or assigning, let's call it like that, the sections to the type of room that you want them to be, like residential, public, employees only, and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily work. Like, not most of the time it does not, actually, for me. Even though I'm setting those areas, for example, for the residential only or for employees only, even visitors are coming over to check on. So I don't know if it's a problem in the game or not. I highly recommend for you to also lock the doors if you don't want visitors to come over here and just roam around and go into the apartment on the second floor. Just make sure that you're locking the doors for household onlys or employees onlys or stuff like that. Because currently, I think it's a bug in the game. They're just like roaming around, getting inside the sections that you don't want them to go in. And even though they're like already like the place itself is assigned to sections, it just does not stop them from actually going around. Just wanted to point that out and let you know. Now there's another one small thing that I want to point out, and I kind of missed it during the process of creating the lecturing room, and I want to let you know that if you want to mentor people or to give classes in the lecture room, or something related to music, right? Because that's the whole concept of this build. You need to have actually 3 items from that specific class. For an example, if you want to teach them how to sing, you need to have 3 mics. If you want to teach them how to, I think, write like songs, you need to have 3 pianos. If you want to teach them how to play the violin, I think? Yeah, so you need to have 3 of those in the lecture room. So based on what you want to teach them, just change the equipment and you will be able to teach them that and make money out of this. This is important, just know it. Now I think it's a great time to ask you that if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more builds just like this. And this build is on my gallery, RGeetect, just like all of my builds. So the radio station just made you a superstar and you want to make a big concert? Check out this concert stadium that I made in The Sims 4 without CC, without mods. And until next time, keep that Sims party going for me, RGeetect out.